Hey, you guys. So while I was sitting here eating, God dropped something in my spirit. Um, Before I release what He's dropped in my spirit, Happy New Year's Eve. Um, if you haven't took the time to write down your goals or write down what the things that you want that for God to do for you, I will advise you to do it before the night ends. Get in alignment with God, get in agreement with God, pray over it, so you can watch God work in 2024. But what God had dropped in my spirit while I was eating, there's a few people that God has told His children to be separated from, and some people were released and some people was not. I can speak from my own personal experience. God has been releasing people from me that I have not expected, that were close to me, that, like I said, I was not expecting. However, I knew it was necessary. Okay, and I let Him deal with it. But this message is for people who God had told you to release people, and you haven't released them, and you're trying to take these people into 2024 with you. And God clearly dropped in my spirit. I mean, I felt like heavy burdens. And God was saying, this is how my children is going to feel when they enter into 2024 and they take these people with them. They're going to be so burdened. Like, God allowed me to feel it. I'm like, good God. And I know how that feeling feels, being with the wrong person and being weighed down and being burdened and being just feeling like a state of depression because you attached to the wrong people. And God is saying, this is how they are going to feel in this season, because they don't want to be separated when I told them to be separated. Okay, so we have to be separated in this season, in this hour, whether you like it or not. I don't care if they're family, friends, someone that's close to you that you hold dear to your heart. If God is telling you to be separated, be separated. It's for a reason. We are entering into 2024, the year of miracles, signs, and wonders. We're going to see judgment, the good part of judgment and bad part of judgment. And some of these people that God has told you to separate from, they're going to go through judgment, and it's not going to be the good part. It's going to be the bad part. So guess what? If you are attached to them and they're going to be going through the bad part in 2024, you're going to feel their wrath. You're going to feel what they feel because of your disobedience. So if God is telling you to separate in this season, in this hour, I do not care, like I said, because it is necessary. You don't see what God sees. You don't hear what God hears. And see, God knows the heart. And God created this person, so He knows that person's heart towards you. So you might as well just go ahead and just trust God and separate. I'm telling you. When we separate from the things that God wants us to separate from, this is how you know what's of God. Because when He tells you to separate and you finally separate, you have so much peace. You'll be at peace with it. All right. God, like I said, this year has been separating me from people that I thought that were going to really be there for me during this next process and this journey of my life. But when God did a separation and I let Him do it, I have so much peace. So God wants His children to be separated in this hour. He wants you to be blameless in this hour. He don't want you to be guilty due to association. He wants you to be separated. We can't want the fullness of God, but don't want to be obedient to God and do what He's telling us to do. We're not going to reap a harvest like that. Okay. And a lot of us are expecting to reap a harvest, but we're walking in the spirit of disobedience. And in the Bible, it says, whatever a man soweth, he shall reap. So the harvest that you want to reap, you might end up reaping a bad harvest because of your disobedience. So do what God is telling you to do in this hour. Be ye separated. Because I'm not telling you, when I was sitting here eating my food, I just felt the heaviness and the weight of people, how they're going to start to feel in 2024 because they have not separated themselves from people that no longer serve them. It's like y'all going through the same toxic cycles, the same narcissistic cycles with peoples and relationships, and God is calling you to come out from among them, but you won't do it. You're settling. And God is saying in this hour, if you do not come out from among them, if you do not be ye separated, you will experience the burdens. You will experience the hardship out of your disobedience. You will feel Like I said, it was like a heavy, heavy burden, a heavy, heavy weight that I felt in the spirit. And I'm like, okay, God. It was like, this is how my children are going to feel because of their disobedience. And that's not a good feeling. That is not a good feeling, a good place to feel like that. Because it's going to feel like you're being depleted. It's going to feel like you're being drained. You're going to feel like it's just, you're going to feel like you're in a bad place in your life. And that's not what God has in store for you. But God will allow those things to happen to you out of your disobedience. So again, leave the ones that you need to leave in 2023. Leave them in 2023. Don't take these people in 2024. Okay? If God has told you to be ye separated, be ye separated. Because I'm telling you, in 2024, we are going to see a lot of things hit this land. We're going to see a lot of things that hit this earth. And God wants his children to be separated because he wants to take care of his children. He wants to provide for his children. He wants the world to see that I take joy. I take pleasure in prospering my children when they're obedient to me, when they're doing what I call them to do. I take pleasure in prospering them. And you're not going to prosper in 2024 being disobedient, being attached to people that you're not supposed to be attached to. All right. So I love you guys. I hope you all have an amazing day. Again, happy New Year. And I will chat with you all later.